Hello again, I am Jim Bob and welcome back to Railway Empire, Chapter 4 of the campaign playthrough. As you can see, we've got everything kind of set up and we're ready to start running our trains. So, let's take another quick look at our objectives. We need to transport 3,000 passengers from Louisville to Atlanta without stopping. That's kind of underway. We've got a couple of trains running direct. We also need to get a population of 60,000 in Atlanta and 70,000 in Jacksonville. Jacksonville we can kind of wait on a little bit. We need to really focus on Atlanta because we've got a year and a half, just over a year and a half left to make sure that we get that objective done. So as you can see, with the rebuilding of the network over here, we've really... Ooh, we've got something missing. Ooh. How is he still bidding on stuff when he's not even here anymore? Ah, it's frustrating. He's just pushing the cost of everything up.
I'm letting you go first on this journey.
At least our
into the
negotiator
unknown.
reduces the auction price down a bit. Oh, wait. Oh, no. Our negotiator was supposed to have been used to buy that business. And never mind. Right, so we don't have a supply tower over here. So we need to drop those in. So I need one here. And yeah, we've got one there, haven't we? Okay, let me just double check that we've got supply towers all around here. It looks as though we've got everything that we need in place, although there isn't anything... Oh no, we've got one there, haven't we, on that corner. Got supply towers on those routes. Supply towers there, there. Yes, okay, so the only supply towers we're a little short on, potentially we could do with one on this route, but yeah, I think we're okay. Because we've got one just there. I'm going to drop one in here as well, just to be on the safe side. There, will do. Okay, right, so let's check to see all of these tracks. You can see utilisation 0. It means we have no trains running on any of these lines whatsoever. So we need to start spending a lot of money on creating some new train routes. We need to get a good supply of goods and people running back and forth. So we're going to start here with an express line going from Charlotte to Augusta to Atlanta and back again. So this is going to be express goods only. And then on top of that, I need to, first off, I need to make sure I'm on the right platforms. So that's just a 2-track there, isn't it? And then it comes through into here. Now what I've been doing when I've got trains that run through like this is I've been putting them through on one track and then sending them back on the other. So I'm going to do the same here. I'm going to send it through on track on track 3 on the way through, and then when it comes back it'll come back on track oh no, wait, I can't, can I? Remember we had that issue where we couldn't put the switch in just there because the tracks weren't sitting flush. So scratch that, make sure we're on track 2 and only on track 2. That's going to mess things up a little bit. This is why we have these passing tracks. And as we come into Atlanta, we'll stay on track 2. Yes, that's fine. Okay, so that line is pretty much as is. I just want to make sure that I've got this set up just for passengers only to start with. And now let's deactivate the mail. There we go. Let's get a Rogers Mogul. That's our express train. And we're going to fit an engineer and a stoker. I've got a choice of engineers now. And a conductor. I've got a choice of conductors, and it doesn't seem to matter which one of those I take. Let me try switching out. Ah, there we go. And I don't need a security guard for this. Locomotive slow due to missing equipment. Another supply tower I forgot to put in. Alright, let's drop that. Just there. And they are running no suitable freight because the demands aren't being met, or aren't, you know, there's no need because we're not transferring products between cities at the moment. So that'll change. I'll leave those lines running as they are. Now that that train's running, I need to get another one up and running in the same route. And this one's going to be our mail train. So again, I want to make sure I'm on the right line. And I am. Excellent stuff. And then it's going to come back to Augusta and then go back to Charlotte. So this one also is an express goods only. And we are going to go with mail as the default this time. There we go. Send that train off and running. I also need to get some freight running between these trains. Did I get one on this line? I did. So let's get a freight train running between Atlanta, Augusta and Charlotte. Aha, I've just realised a mistake that I've made. I think, yeah, I've got, this needs to be the freight line going into Charlotte, and at the moment it's the passenger line coming out of Charlotte, so we'll change that in just a second. But this needs to be a freight only. Oops, no, I just changed that to express by mistake. So it's on the wrong platform here in Atlanta. It needs to be on platform 4. There we go. Run through. It's switching on the wrong side here because it's going on the wrong platform here. It needs to go in at Augusta on platform 1, and then again it needs to come back on platform 1. And there currently isn't a switch. The line just stops, doesn't it? Okay, that's interesting. So we've got a little bit of work to do. Where is this? Is there any switches here in place already? Doesn't look like it. So let's plonk a few switches in. I want this here to switch over onto this track, like so, and then I want another switch. It's not going to give me the space, look, there's all these little small pieces. It's not going to give me the space I need. Oh, no it is. Excellent. Right, so that's still on the wrong line. It needs to go onto this line here. That's a little bit clunky. Alright, there's an easier way to do this. I'm just going to run this through like this. And then from here, we'll switch it there. Okay, so let's take out those switches that I've just dropped in because I don't want to confuse the route blotting system. There we go. So let's go back into the rail line. And when we come into Augusta, need to be on platform 1, as we are. That's good. Now when we go to Charlotte, we need to be on platform 1 there. So there you can see it crosses over the express line and runs on this side and then comes in here, which is currently the freight line. Yes, that works. And then it'll do the same on the way back. It'll come across onto platform 1 here in Augusta and then run back there like so. Excellent stuff. Let's add a consolidation on that one there, and let's also stick a security guard on there as well. Excellent. So he's going to run freight. That's going to help boost Atlanta. We've got some research here. What have we got available? The decapod. You know, I think we're kind of fine on that. I want to kind of increase just the base power of our trains a little bit instead. I need to get some other passenger services up and running. So let's start with the service itself, going from Atlanta to Montgomery. This needs to leave Atlanta on track 2, like so. It's going to whiz around here. And then it's going to go into Montgomery here, which is the passenger line. That's excellent. And then it's going to go back to Atlanta. Excellent. This we're just going to leave as a standard express goods only train, but we're not going to default it for mail or not. We're just going to get 2 trains running on this one. So another Rogers Mobile there. One conductor. Switch the conductor out for a different one. There we go. And we'll duplicate this line. Oops. Rail options, clone train. Okay. We also want to get a freight service running between those two. This is unfortunately defaulting on the shortest possible route, which it does do sometimes. It's frustrating when it does this. It's not what I want it to do. I want it to run on the other line. Maybe the only way I can break that is if I actually put a separate station in. I might have to do that. Tell you what, I know how we can get around stopping it from doing that. We can upgrade this station to a 2-track station like that, and then what we can do is if I demolish, get rid of that supply tower, and we'll get rid of the track there and rebuild the line going in on the opposite platform like so. So now we don't have a direct line through there, so it can't do what it was trying to do and plot the shortest possible route and go through Scott Ranch. So that line continues as is. We need to put the supply tower back in, like so. And now, if I look at the route here, just switch stations like that, or switch platforms. It replots the route, and that's the line I want it to run on. Excellent stuff. So let's make this a freight train. Freight only. Yes, that's good. Let's get a consolidation up and running. Let's get a stoker on that train as well, and a security guard actually. Why not? Oh, they don't like each other. There we go. That'll do. Just have the 1 freight train running there. What other passenger services do I need to get running into Atlanta? Jacksonville. No, I don't want to spend money on that yet.
Someday I'll tell you the kind of things you can achieve with discipline.
This guy in. Doesn't make a difference on those two. Let's try this guy and see. Yep, no difference there either. Route options going from Atlanta to Jacksonville. So again, we need to go into our platforms. This time, yeah, we need to run from platform 2. And then we're going to come down here. And we're going to come in on platform 2 in Jacksonville.
And they call platform that 3. Fast.
Like so. So there we go. So we've got that express loop up and running. There we go. Route options, make it express only. I'm not going to mess around with mail and passenger and so on and so forth. I'm just going to get it running as is. That train is now waiting for clearance, because there's a train actually coming in, as you can see. As soon as that clears the station, it should start spawning our brand new train running to Jacksonville. Yep, there it is, look. It's now waiting for clearance, as it's waiting for this train to clear the first set of signals, which it does. So now our train sets off. There's nothing else coming through, so while the line is clear, I'm going to clone that train and get another one of those up and running straight away as well. And there you can see that one is now leaving. Right, how are we doing on our demands over here? 45% fulfillment of demand. Passengers wants to go to Charlotte, Knoxville, Montgomery. Knoxville, well, there's already services running up, I think, between the line. Let's just click. That's our freight line. Passenger services. No, we haven't got any passenger services running from Louisville. From Knoxville to. Got lost. Here we go. I think. Nope, I'm on the wrong part of the map. Where? I need to be over here. There we go. So we've got no passenger services running from Knoxville to Atlanta, so we need to put one of those in. So from Knoxville to Atlanta, I'd like the train to go in on platform 3. Well, I'd like it to go in on platform 2, but I don't know if I've got a switch in. I can put a switch in. Let's see if I can do that. Can I put it in on platform 2? Oh no, we do have a switch. No, we don't. We don't. It's the freight line there, I think. Or is it? No, this is the passenger line, isn't it? I just don't want to... Yeah, it is, because look, there's no passing loop on the other side. So, yes, we need to go in on this platform here. And I'm doing it specifically on this platform because I want to ease congestion. And it's just a really short route, so I'm not going to put more than one train on. Just going to have the one. We've got a stoker, a conductor, and leave it at that. So that train is waiting for clearance because we've got a train coming through. It's this one here, which is actually broken down. So we've got to wait for that train to get all the way through into the station, then drop off, and then it'll go through. Actually, I wonder... No, it's no point. I was going to put some signals in to slow things down, but we'll just let it run. What other demands do we need to deal with? Let's look at production details. So the first column is what we have in stock. The second column is what we need to fill the demands of our citizens. So you see, they need wheat or barley. They need grain, basically. And I'm just looking to see if we have any nearby. We've got this one here. It's a bit of a trek, but we could bring a line off and then try and connect it over this way. Just looking at what's going to be the best way for us to do this. What if I can go over the line? Yeah, let's go over the line and then connect. That's a tunnel. I don't want it to be a tunnel. I'd rather have a bridge. Again, it's trying to build me a tunnel, and it's really quite frustrating when you try and... You can't raise the elevation of the track. This is one of the things I think is a kind of flaw in the track system, is that it'll auto-plot the height, but if I click here, all it's doing is it's building it to the height that the track is at. It's not allowing me to elevate and actually physically choose whether or not I want a bridge. I hope that's something that Calypso fix in the future. So all I can try and do is convince it to build one just by tweaking the position of the track a little bit. There we go. So I've managed to get a bridge. It's 9% incline just there, though. That's quite steep. Now that I've got a better bridge, can I arc this around a bit more? That's 3%, 4%. Oh, now we've lost it. %. Yeah, that works. And then let's see if I can smooth that out a little bit better. So 2%, 2%, 3%, and then goes in just there. That works. So just looking to see just one more time if we did have another beer industry delivery point. We've got one over there. That's a bit of a trek. This will be simpler because it's a direct route. We don't have to pass through other stations. So let's build that. So it's back to signalling again to make sure that trains don't get in each other's way. Signal there and a signal there. Like so. And then a signal here as well. For the same reason, stop trains from getting in each other's way. Excellent stuff. Right, let's run the line from Roberts Estate to Atlanta. This is why we've been struggling with our demand, because we haven't been fulfilling the demand for one of the main industries in the city. So that will change. We'll get that up and running. Do I have maintenance here? No. Let's put a maintenance shed in. So that'll supply the goods, as I say, that we need to fulfill the beer industry, and once that happens we should start to see an improvement of fulfillment of demand and an improvement in the population here in Atlanta. And already you can see we're into November. Time is starting to run out on us again. Definitely need to see an improvement in this pretty quickly. I might even have to put a second train in this area. I think I might have to do that. Yeah, let's put a passing loop in just to be safe. Again, you can't build passing loops or switches on bridges. So we'll put the passing loop just there. Let's signal it so that trains don't just sit there waiting, trying to figure out which way they're supposed to go. Excellent. And I'm going to clone this line and get a second train running. There you go. And look how much cash we've got. Now that we've got all those extra services running in, we've gone from, what, 800,000 to 6.9 million really quickly. We've got all these passenger services running back and forth. You can see that Jacksonville is growing. That's fantastic. So to make that even easier, let's put an attraction in to improve. Oh no, it's not attraction, it's the museum. This improves satisfaction and the fulfillment demands get a 10% boost. So we'll plonk a museum just there. I want to stick one of those in Atlanta if I can get Atlanta to grow enough.
You have transported the recruits from Louisville to Atlanta. The inhabitants of the city will be relieved.
Okay, so the first task is done. The soldiers are transported, but we've got just over a year left. We still haven't seen any significant climbing in the population in Atlanta yet. Fulfillment's up to 60% though, as you can see, now that we've got that first load of grain delivered. Our beer factory is now at 100%. It's starting to drop just a touch again because the weaving factory is dropping. We need one of our other cities nearby to have a reason for that. Let's get to Augusta. Augusta's improving as well. Let's buy out this. Let's buy out the weaving factory and replace it with a dressmaking facility.
So, a guy goes to an auction on his own.
There we go. Let's go to tailors. So now, those fabrics that we are making, let's stick the tailors just here. Those fabrics that we are making here in Atlanta, we can now transport those to Augusta, and Augusta can then turn those into dresses, which in turn can then be shipped back to Atlanta. That's the kind of the plan. It's really going to help boost the freight run between those two cities and might help boost our demand situation as well. Let's take another look at the city's current demands. Great, is it? Knoxville, Augusta, Montgomery, Jacksonville, Louisville, and Charlotte. Charlotte's in there as well. Where is Charlotte? That's Cleveland. Louisville's still in decline. Where is Charlotte? Must be over this side somewhere. That's Shreveport. Oh look, we've got a station down here in New Orleans. I had no idea about that. See, this is Florida. Charlotte is probably going to be somewhere up north of... Oh, there's Charlotte, isn't it? Yeah. How is Charlotte doing? Got no meat or anything going in yet. Do we even have a meat industry nearby that we can tap into? There's one all the way over there. It's a hell of a trek. If we were to send up a freight service, there's one all the way down there as well. Again, it's a really, really long run all the way down there. I suppose it might be a help. Jacksonville is doing well. The meat industry is okay. How much do we have in stock? Not much left. We haven't got a train running on this line, have we? No. Let's get a train running on that. Get a consolidation running. Stick a security guard on the train. There we go. And then we can get a freight service. Ooh, the Rensselaer's up for bid. Yeah, we'll bid on it. Stop bidding on stuff when you're not even in the game anymore. Ah, this is annoying.
Have you got any idea what it is
let's
you
run
just
from
bought?
Jacksonville to Atlanta as a freight service. So, I want to run on platform 1. That's good. Running up here. And then which platform is it going to try and put us in on? The wrong platform. So, I need to go into Atlanta on platform 4. So it'll come along here, and then it'll switch. Excellent. Yes, that works perfectly. So this needs to be a freight-only service, and send off a consolidation B on this. Actually, no. This one's a long run, so let's go for a decapod.
Finally, you have a vehicle that stays on the tracks. At least partly.
There we go. And now we're going to get meat shipped into Atlanta. What else are they after? So we've got the barley going in. They want some grain, some corn. We can get corn going in. They've got plenty of wood. They want meat. Meat's on the way. Yeah, I think if we can get the corn going in, that should be enough to really give us that final boost. Where is the nearest corn? It's here. Look. So we're going to need a small station. Let's put that there like that. Now this is going to run in on... it's going to run in on the wrong side, isn't it? So... it needs to be here. It needs to go in on this line just here. So the easiest way for us to get there is going to be a bridge over the top. That's a steep incline, 14%. Can't Can I reduce it down a bit? I get it down to 10%. Let's come back up to 12. %. That's not too bad. You know, with a powerful enough freight engine, that's not too bad. Right, and now I need to put a switch in here to get it onto the freight line. Excellent. Can be a lot of freight going in on platform, one single platform here. I'm going to need a supply tower. There we go. And let's get a train set up. Oops. I need to take that out of the list. There we go. New train. There we go. Lewis Preserve to Atlanta. And going into Atlanta on platform... Can I get it going? No. Not without going the ridiculously long way around. It needs to be platform 4. Excellent, there we go. Right. Add a locomotive. We'll go with a decapod again. It's a long trip. Let's put a stoker on there as well. Improve tractive power and speed with this particular stoker. Some of the stokers then improve tractive power and speed. Others will improve reliability. You know, it's you know, each one has their own kind of specific boosts and bonuses. Oh, and I need signals as well, don't I? Can't forget those signals. So let's put a wait signal on each of those lines, and then one there. And then same again here. Let's put a wait signal there. Try and prioritize that line running through. Where are we up to? February. This is the final year. And we're still at 53%. Oh, this isn't good. Let's add an engineer to this train as well. Get an extra bit of a boost. Come on, Atlanta. I need you to grow just a little bit more. Come on. What else do they want? They still want meat. Meat still hasn't arrived yet. Where is the meat? There's the meat. Finally making its way. This is going to be a long train, so in terms of duration, so I'm going to clone this train. Got a lot of services all stacking up on platform 1 here. Our company's worth an absolute fortune, but it doesn't mean squat right now. Right, fulfillment of demand is going back up now that they've got a little bit of meat going in. We've got plenty of passenger services running all around the place. We're up to 60%. Come on, there we go. There we go. That's what we needed. We need to see that growth. We are succeeding and exceeding our fulfillment targets. Once you hit 60%, you plateau. When you get above 60%, that's when you start to see the growth. So, you know, 61% is the minimum you need, and we're really starting to rocket our fulfillment now. Now that we've got goods of multiple types all flowing into the city, you can see our population's going up and our fulfillment of demand is going up and still going up. That is excellent. Passengers are going in and out of each different city. In terms of goods, we're doing really, really well. And we've got corn on the way as well, which is going to boost us even more. Atlanta is finally starting to grow. Let's have a look at Jacksonville. Jacksonville's still doing really well, boosted in fact in part by that museum. And look at this, we've got a freight service coming back with beer and fabrics from Atlanta. That's excellent to see. There's our passenger services running from Atlanta to Jacksonville. Atlanta is still growing. I just need it to get a little bit bigger, and then I can plonk in a museum. And then that can really get that growth kicking in. Look at this, we're up to 72% now. Oh, this is fantastic. Finally, our hard work is paying off here. It's taken a while, but we are getting there. And it's all because of the network that we've been able to construct. You know, if we hadn't been able to get all these different trains running smoothly between each different service, it just wouldn't have worked. Now, have we got... What is this? This is a freight line, isn't it? We've got a broken down train there. Have we got anything running between these stations? No, we don't. So we are going to need to work on Jacksonville. We need still, because we do need this population to get up to 70,000. Although actually they're getting there before, without the need of extra stuff yet. So we might not even need to touch that. Come on, Atlanta, keep growing, keep growing. Just get a little bit bigger. I think when you get to 50,000, that's when I'll unlock the ability to do a museum. And we need to get it up to 60,000. There's nothing to do now but just wait, so we're going to speed time up. Yeah, this is great to see. See if there's anything funky here that we can get. No, they're all good. Look at maybe improving our trains a little bit more.
You've expanded your rail network deep into the south, and now the people of Jacksonville can also start looking ahead to the time after the war.
So there we go, we've actually improved Jacksonville before we've improved Atlanta. We've got just 6.5 months to go. That's so close to 50,000. There's 50,000. It still hasn't opened up one of these extra facilities yet. But we're up to 82% fulfillment of demand. I'm looking for anything here that's going to improve services. What's this train here? The Baldwin 10-wheeler.
Someday I'll tell you the kind of things you can achieve with discipline.
Wait, you know, I may as well... No, let's not waste money on that if we don't really need it. Let's see if there's anything here we can unlock. Let's take this. What's this? Increase the gain of innovation points. Well, might be useful. Still growing up to 54,500. It's June. I don't think there's anything else we can do now other than just sit and wait and hope that everything comes good. Although what I can do, actually, maybe to improve the city even more, is if I go to rail line, is this actually carrying anything at the moment? Oh no, it is still carrying, look. It is still carrying. I wasn't sure if it was running out. Let's get this train. Let's just slow time down again for a second. This train here. Let's edit this line. Instead of going to Roberts Estate, let's go from Lopez to Atlanta. And we'll bring in vegetables. We'll bring in some carrots. That might even improve this even more. Fulfillment of demand is slowing down a little bit, but we're almost there. 57,900. Let's speed time back up again. We are so close to completing this objective, and I think this will be our final objective. So close. Kind of funky to just sit and watch all of these trains just whizzing through the station.
Atlanta is growing
and there
again,
we go.
And the returnees in the city can be catered for too. A disaster has been averted, thanks to you.
The
you
chapter
did
that
what
was
in your
success.
power. Your railroad helped us to hold our position and push back the Confederates. They will soon see that they can no longer win, and then the war will come to an end. Also, thanks to your help.
Well, there we go. We have completed the compulsory tasks in this chapter, and obviously we did all the bonus stuff as well. And there, 60,000, that's where Atlanta grows, and that's where it unlocked that third tab. So it's a 60,000 population is what you need to get that third box. Okay, well, remember that for next time. Let's see how we did. This was a bit of an epic task, this one.
The Confederate States surrendered in April 1865. In the end, there were untold victims, devastation, and destruction on both sides, and a period of deep economic recession followed. For the first time, the railroad had also become a decisive factor in the war, a pawn on the map tables of the generals. Where rapturous people had once gathered to cheer on the locomotives, the railroad had become a tactical playing piece during the war, delivering soldiers and materials to the battlefields. Yet the victims and the hardships were not to be in vain. Peace brought North and South closer together than ever before.
How did we do? Oh, only a Stoker. Well, we did take a little while on some of those objectives. So, I suppose that's not that surprising. But look how the value of our company ended up at 44.5 million. So, financially, we made a huge amount of money. It just took us a while to get those done, because I spent so long kind of faffing around creating what I thought would be the ideal network. So, not the best rating in the end, but we got it done. I'm sure if I play this through again in my own time, I can get that up to President at some point. Well, there we go. That is the end of Chapter 4. What an epic task that was. I'm really kind of curious to see now what Chapter 5 is going to hold for us, and we will jump into that very, very soon. So thanks for watching. I'm Jim Bob, and I'll be back with the next installment in the Railway Empire PS4 campaign very soon.